making me laugh. Like, I'd rather pay like, you know, like
I appreciate your dedication to the lie, dude. I'm just not gonna say anything, and it'll sort itself out. I get where that's going.
Yeah,
I get where that's
going.
And
she's like, she hasn't listened to the first episode of this podcast yet, so if she starts listening, she's gonna start from the first episode. So it'll be
by the time this. It'll all blow over by then. You're absolved.
I could talk all about it.
Yeah, dude. You could fucking just go off.
I could brag about the fact that she thinks our toilet broke and it was leaking, but instead my son was pissing on the floor.
Dude.
And I saw him do it and didn't clean it up.
So the amount what would you say your success rate is? Let's just say not in general. 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
You're groggy. You're not turning on the bathroom light. Do you turn on the bathroom light every time you go in there?
No, but we have a colored nightlight.
Oh, all right. Is it in the toilet?
No, it's in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
It's in the bathroom. So when I go to the bathroom at like 3:00 in the morning, my bathroom is like light blue.
Oh,
it's a very soothing color.
That sounds just amazing.
It is so tranquil.
Wow. So there's no way you could really miss the toilet. Dude, if I have a target, I'm hitting it 100%.
So here's the deal: the nightlight is behind you as a man.
Oh,
it's
so you're blocking it?
You cast a shadow.
What are you doing, dude?
So it's like blue on the wall,
all right.
around, like in front of you.
I retract all that. Yeah. I retract all that, dude.
Yeah.
There's no way. I think there have been times, even during the day, like when it's like cloudy out, like the way the sun hits the side, like my neighbor's house, just a little bit, it like casts a shadow in the bathroom, and especially if it's cloudy, you can't see shit. Yeah. And there have been times
piss, you can't see piss.
I piss by like sonar, and there have been times I've been pissing like, how am I not hitting the wall?
You know what I mean?
And I am so far off.
Yeah. So you piss by the sound that the piss is making when it hits.
If I can hear the like, you know, the little snare drum.
No.
I know I've hit the back of like the toilet maybe, and then I'll readjust. Dude, the amount of times before even turning, and the light switch is literally at arm's length.
Yeah.
I'll keep moving around until I hear water splash, and then I'm like, got it.
They should give the inside of toilets divots like a steel drum.
Oh, like
so you can know exactly where you're pissing.
Dude, if I knew that, if that was the way it was, I'd be a Jamaican.
Yeah. Welcome to Jamaica,
like, it'd be the opening to Girls Gone Wild every time I took a piss. I'd be like, yeah, we jobbing in there. I would piss in there all the time. My girlfriend's parents, they have a light inside the toilet.
Oh, nice.
So like it just like when you turn on the light, I guess it's solar powered. When the sun goes down, it's just like a greenish blue light, and it hangs underneath the bowl. Yeah, so there's like things that I guess the air fresheners you can hang on the side of the bowl.
Word.
It does the same thing, and that to me is ingenious.
I like that.
That's smart. But I refuse, dude. If I go to the bathroom and it's dark, I rarely.
Dude, I would cover that light in diarrhea.
Dude, that would be my. See, that's the other thing.
No matter where in the bowl it was.
Every time there's been something in the toilet to like either freshen it or clean it, I have peed on that to try to destroy it every time.
You got to disintegrate it.
I'm just like, how hard is my pee right now, dude? How ammonia filled is my fucking whiz?
Yeah, let me test my PSI.
Dude, there's been a couple times where I've peed on one, like the one, I don't know what it was. I don't think it was Scrub and Bubbles. It was something else, but it had like a divot in it that almost looked like a mouth. And I wanted to see how many times I could fill it up. Dude, I wish I put googly eyes on it. So I was like, nah. Dude, all you need to get, like, if there's incentive to, look, there's always incentive to peeing in the toilet. Mm-hmm. You know, you eventually have to.
I think it's pretty incentivized.
You know,
if you're wearing socks, if you're wearing shoes, you piss wherever you want.
You piss wherever you want. I'm always wearing shoes. I live wearing shoes. But I know, like, now, you know, someone's living with me. Mm-hmm. And beforehand, when I was single, like, dude, I would clean my house pretty much every Monday, like just do a regular like straightening up. But I would like kind of overlook the bathroom until like a couple weeks go by. Dude, I don't know how piss gets in the back part of the toilet.
I don't where the tank and
where the tank
toilet
where the U pipe is, and you can see it back there. How does that even, dude? I was almost like
it's like the magic bullet. It's like the bullet that shot JFK.
How is it going back there, dude? I'm not even mad at myself. I'm just more like, I wish I had video. Like, am I really just like completely missing that hard?
Yeah,
that it's going direct. Again, some of it's so
There's
much.
A second pisser,
dude. There had to have been. There's a piss conspiracy in my house, dude. I do not believe that I'm the only one pissing in here, and there was like so much pee on it that I wish I had like a video of like just a compilation of how many times did I miss the toilet? Like, how many times did I miss?
If it was just like the JFK video.
There's people crawling all over the place.
It's like a woman climbing on the top of your tank.
You have no idea what to do. All the Secret Service are just like, what happened? There's got to be a better way. I also think
you sound like an infomercial right now.
There's got to be dude. There's got to be a better way.
We need to now come up with a piss product.
There's got to be. I think
you got to put blinders on your penis,
dude,
to make it go straight.
Oh, if you just had like a weird funnel that just kind of
like a dog funnel. Yeah, this is so I piss straight into my penis can't lick its own balls.
Dude, I honestly think if I had it my way, I don't know why more. I mean, I guess I know why more houses don't have it, but like a urinal in a bathroom.
Oh my God, that's the dream.
Come on,
that's the dream.
How sick would that be?
I don't think my son could ever miss that.
Dude, the first time I saw a urinal in a bathroom, I can't, who the fuck was it? God damn. It might have been Sean Kemp, but it was an MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
And Sean Kemp was like showing off his bathroom.
Yeah,
and he was like, yeah, I have my toilet here. And it was like a separated toilet. He's like, and this is my urinal. He's like, yeah, I really hate peeing in toilets. Urinals are, he's like, it's just the only way I want to do it.
It's the way to go. And so I thought when you said I remember my first time seeing a urinal, I thought you were going to go way back to your childhood.
My childhood? Yeah, no.
I remember the first time I came across a urinal, and it was like, for me?
Yeah. How amazing.
So special.
What a safe space to be in. Dude, this
is exactly
the only thing I've ever done. Like, and the crazy thing about a urinal, I remember being in like elementary school, and we would try, like, there was a kid who would like try to pee on top of the, like, that's the whole thing. Keep in mind, urinals are great, but there's still no way that pee isn't getting all over it.
No, we in my elementary school,
we're gonna piss on everything.
We used to see who could piss in the urinal from the
furthest back. Yeah, done that.
Yeah,
we always used to like see like rate how high you could get your pee. Like, and if you could get it on the top of the urinal, that's one thing. But if you get it on the top of the lug nut on the top, dude, you were a king.
We had this dude. I'm not gonna give his last name. His name was Albert. But in middle school, he would like kink his hose and then unkink it and try to piss on the ceiling in the gym locker room. It was pretty cool. It was a valiant attempt.
So here's the thing. I know you're not going to give his last name, but if you told me anybody did that, I'd be like, it was Albert. It's definitely an Albert. Yeah. That's an Albert activity.
How many Alberts did you have at your school?
Dude,
it was one of them.
It was just one.
It was one of them.
He used to bend his wiener and let it go like a hose. Yeah, that was definitely Al. Definitely Al peeing. I just think that more, like, if I could design a toilet, I would definitely put like real incentive into it to make not like fun, but like I'd want to turn on the light.
No, it should be fun
at like 3:00 in the morning instead of just going in there peeing blind.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Like, there's got to be something.
Like the steel drum idea of it, like making like different sounds.
Different sounds would be cool. But I also would love to pee in a toilet and then have like the clown nose explode on the top of the tank, just like fill it up. Like, I'm going. I don't know why that doesn't happen. I've seen in movies, like, especially, I can't remember what parody movie it was. Leslie Nielsen was definitely in it. So it was either a Naked Gun or a Spy Hard or some crap. But where there was dudes peeing in a urinal and there was like horse racing, like it was all seven dudes trying to make the horse go far. Like, that is,
you walk away from the toilet with a teddy bear.
Come on, dude, that's perfect. The other thing I love peeing in, troughs.
I'm not a trough guy, man. That's a meat gazing.
Look, that's if you're looking to gaze meat.
Yeah, but if you're looking to gaze meat, you're also putting your meat on display.
I mean, look, the way I look at it is, it's the easiest thing. Like, you don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about mess at all. Like, with a trough, there's no, like, the way it's shaped and the way it has the backsplash, like, you can piss in the middle of, like, at as high as you can. It's all just going right into that big fucking trough.
I mean, that's fair, but it's also barbaric. It's medieval. A trough?
Dude, I think that's the best way to pee. Next to, I will say, one of the coolest urinals I've ever seen. I was in Quebec when I was like 19. We went to a kind of a hole-in-the-wall bar, and the bathroom, it didn't have a urinal. It had a very small, it almost looked like an Asian hole in the floor toilet.
Yeah.
But it was a very small toilet. But their urinal was a like cobblestone wall with a pipe that was just dripping water, and then in the bottom there was a drain, and you just peed on a wall.
Okay, I like that.
That's
very good.
Perfect.
Because when you said, in my opinion, so I'll say two things. In my opinion, the best way to piss is outside.
Oh yeah,
just free, feeling the breeze on your face.
Dude, you don't have to care about anything.
That's the way man was meant to pee.
I think that we should. You know what? I've said this before. We should rewrite public urination law. I think there's so much going on in the world that there's one thing we could just like overturn, and I think it would actually benefit more people. Public urination, especially in Pennsylvania, and more especially in Philadelphia, if you're caught urinating in public, you can be put on Megan's Law.
Yeah,
for indecent exposure,
open lewdness.
Yes, it's fucking crazy.
I think I told you about it before, but one of my cousins, he was living in San Antonio, Texas at the time. He was on probation for a while for a little crime he committed. The last day of his probation, he had to go into the courthouse to sign whatever documents and everything. Came outside the courthouse the same day, walked outside during the day, during work office hours, walked outside, turns around, and starts pissing on the wall of the outside of the building, outside of a federal building. It starts pissing on a wall.
I mean, yo, dude, did he get popped?
Yeah. I mean, dude, you can't just give the finger.
Yeah, dude.
You can't do something that's metaphorically giving the finger to a federal building.
You gotta take it back.
Because him pissing on that wall was a metaphorical middle finger, but just give the actual middle finger and then walk away without an open lewdness charge.
Yeah, dude.
He's a sex offender now.
That's crazy to me.
Because he pissed on a wall that we all want to piss on.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's crazy to me, but also, what a retard, dude. Why would you do that?
He's
walking out of the building and be like, and here we flow. That is wild.
I almost, I can't even give his name and how easily it flows into the word retard.
Oh.
like his name isn't Tyrone, but it's like Ty Retard. You know what I mean? It's a name like that.
For a second, I was like, was it an Albert again? I was like, what's this also?
Yeah, he's Albertarded.
He's Bertarded. I honestly, but the law. So my buddy Sean, for the longest time, he got busted for indecent exposure because he was pissing on the side. As after work, he was in a small, one of those side street alleys. Not even a street, just the things that are streets, but they're not streets.
Oh, yeah.
Pissing on a wall between a dumpster.
Was it cobblestone?
Yes. It was one of those shitty
Dude,
fucking...
if it's cobblestone, you should be allowed to piss outside.
I agree.
Cobblestone?
Dude, let it go. It's not even causing a problem. It might even improve the cobblestone.
I mean, that stone was made for guiding piss away from
it's definitely the grid. It's the piss grid,
it's the
dude.
Piss grid.
But he got busted by a on foot, just the walking around cops with the windbreaker. Got busted. He
got busted by a windbreaker cop.
Yeah, windbreaker cop. Dude. Dude, you hear it come. Then the guy was like, hey. And the worst part is, so I've been in situations. I haven't been arrested, but I had been coming to pack it up. I got told I was peeing, again, between two dumpsters in an alleyway in Center City coming back out of Fergie's.
Yeah.
I was should have peed at Fergie's, but I didn't.
Okay.
So I'm walking up, and I'm just I gotta fucking rip. I gotta pee now.
Yeah.
And I made a point to go out of the public eye.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Two dumpsters. That's also
should be in international waters.
International waters.
Come
between
on.
Two dumpsters. No. First of all, no. I'm gonna say this. No cop should have to confront somebody that is between two dumpsters. That is beneath, in my opinion,
Dude,
the station of a police officer.
I think it's just it's kind of like when they're just like, I have to do something. I've been doing nothing all night. I gotta fucking. It's like I'm peeing over there, technically in public. I'll fucking bust him. So Sean gets busted, and he tells me, he's like, the weirdest thing was I'm peeing, and the cop's like, hey buddy, knock it off. It's like, what? He's like, how?
Shake it off?
What are you talking about?
Just start shaking.
Am I supposed to pull an Albert and crank the fuck? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, put that back in its holster, please.
It's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to continue to pee, or I'm going to piss all over my pants. Either way, I'm in trouble. So Sean kind of continues, and the cop's like, I told you to knock it off. He's like, okay, like, I told you to stop. He's like, I'm pissing. Yeah. What are you talking about? It's like, I can't stop what I'm
not
doing.
A lady.
Yeah. Dude, I can't just cork it. So he gets put.
I can, by the way.
Can you? What?
I can stop midstream.
You are out of control.
My mom. So when I was a little kid, that was like around early '80s. It was really in vogue for women to brag about the fact that they could stop midstream. There was like a joke about it, and like a man and woman in a forest.
It's funny to think that was in vogue. It was the 80s. Part of the times.
We didn't have YouTube yet, dude. There was no Reddit. This was how we communicated.
It's like I can stop peeing on a dime.
Yeah, and they were bagging. It's the same. It's the same reason why I can walk in high heels. There's like a single mom who hated men and would brag about all the things
I'm
that they
gonna teach
could
my
do.
son to stop peeing immediately, and he gonna rock these stilettos.
She didn't teach me. She bragged about it, and that challenged me.
Oh, you were like, I can do what mom does.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She was like, no man can walk in heels. Like no man can handle walking in heels. Like no man can handle all the things that women have to do for beauty.
And there you were, standing in heels,
dude,
making your
wearing a boa. I was in a feather boa.
Sidney's
in
like,
my
I'm
mom's
just challenging myself.
No, I can do whatever a woman can do.
I don't need a positive male role model at all. I don't need anybody to look in or check in on me at all, God. Dude. I am challenging myself. I am pushing myself to a new limit.
Dude, my dad would have been so broken if he would have saw me.
Imagine if you walked. Dude, if you saw your son being
oh my God,
with heels and he's like, Dad, I'm just challenging myself.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing if I can do it.
Well, see, so many things would have had to happen in order for my dad to see me. For one, it would have to be one of the weekends he was coming to get me.
Sure.
And then it would have been like one of the weekends that he was coming to get me, and then he actually showed up.
Yeah, exactly. He actually stayed true to the fucking word.
Too many things that had to happen for him to see me like that.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
So, go ahead, keep going.
I'm just saying the fact that you put on heels.
Oh, I thought you were going back to Sean.
Oh no. Anyway, yes, Sean.
Yeah. You want to go?
My brain is just picturing you with your calf muscles tight.
They were tight.
Oh yeah.
They were. My mom had high heels.
That is
then.
fucking beyond.
Like shoes that they look like if you put them down on the floor by themselves, they were already falling over. Like the shoes are like whoa.
I call these the tipsies.
I was in the tipsies. I was walking around in my mom's tipsies.
Dude, that is fucking nuts. So anyway, Sean gets busted.
Yeah.
And they tell, he gets a citation, and the cop, you get busted for peeing in public, you just take the fine, whatever. And the cop, tells him, he's like, yeah, you're going to have to report to, if you're going to contest this, or if you want to pay, you have to report to this, police station or this precinct. And he also lets Sean know, he's like, yeah, you might be put on the list for indecent exposure and public lewdness. And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't make the laws, I just enforce, which is the fucking, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You could have just written him a fine for litter. If you didn't need to go to that. It's like, dude, I made a point to go where no one was, and then I took a piss. It's like, I understand, if you're walking down the middle of Broad Street with your dick out pissing, that's public urination.
Yeah.
If you make a point to go to the side of a building in a dark part of it where no one can really see, so someone would have to seek you out.
That's obscurination.
That's just pissing in public,
you're
dude.
doing your best.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're making an attempt. I don't understand.
I got popped for peeing on Chestnut Street.
Ooh.
Right?
Where on Now that's a
you're gonna I don't. I almost don't want to tell you. I've been like, how do I not tell this story? But then you touched on so many things that I have to tell the story, right? So, Chestnut Street is a one-way street going down.
Yes, I do.
Like towards. So it decreases in numbers in the one-way.
Yes, it goes all the way towards Old City and
and
east.
So I'm leaving Hilliam, which is like 21st.
Yeah,
and we're going down to not the Twisted Taco. Yeah, I think it was the Twisted Taco. Right?
Twisted Taco.
Not the Twisted Taco. That was in Atlanta. Where's the the place that was open mic that was upstairs? You would go upstairs.
Oh, Noche. Yes.
Noche. You
Yeah.
walk down the block.
Yeah.
Right. So I was walking down that street, and the person I was with was like, "Yo, I gotta pee." So he went to the wall in back of me, and I was high. I was very high. My decision making was very clouded.
Jeez.
I went to the wall in front. That means all the cars that were driving down the street were looking at the back of me, pissing on the wall, which I didn't realize.
No, you didn't think about it?
I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I get it.
And I thought it was like far enough away, and all of a sudden, like I'm pissing, all of a sudden I just see my shadow against the wall because a cop flashed the light behind me. And he was like, when you put that away, come to my car. So he ended up giving me a ticket for pissing on 76.
What?
Because if he would give me, so on the highway off the shoulder, if he would have given me a ticket for pissing on Chestnut Street at that time.
Oh, it would have been, I see
he
what
would
he
have had
did.
to give me all the open lewdness and all that stuff. So he was hooking me up. It was like $50 more.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was $150 fine. So it was a higher fine, but it was none of
the shit where you have to go knock and tell your neighbors.
Yeah,
like, look. Sometimes I get really high. I can't tell where I am.
Yeah.
And I have to pee on.
To my neighbors, it would have been like, "Oh, where'd you piss? Me too."
Yeah.
Like.
I just also, dude, I have never ripped up a ticket in front of an officer. I've never done it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was on the side of the highway and a cop gave me a ticket for peeing on the side of the highway, I think I would rip up that ticket. I'd be like, what are you talking about? That's what the side of the highway is for.
That is
what
is
are
true,
you talking about?
But I feel like then some people would have okay, so have you ever heard of Chesterton's fence?
No, I have not heard of Chesterton's fence.
I feel like this idea goes with this conversation perfectly.
Sure.
Because on a lot of levels, I agree with you that we should really revamp the public urination law.
I just think there's just so, we have bigger fish to fry. And again, I'm not saying if you're like a dude pissing on the subway stop and there's people all around you, then yeah.
Not to interrupt you, but when you piss it makes the same sound as when you're frying fish.
Pretty good.
Okay, so here's Chesterton's fence. It is an idea, right? It's a philosophical idea that says. So here's the mind experiment, the thought experiment rather. You buy this new property. It has vast acreage of land, right? You're going out and you're exploring your land, and you're deep into your land. And you come across a fence. It may be a dilapidated fence, but a fence. You don't know why this fence is there.
Gotcha.
Chesterton's fence says, do not remove this fence until you are 100% certain why it was there in the first place.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is we want to be careful before we remove Chesterton's piss laws.
Look, I see what you're saying. It's a piss slippery slope. I get it, but I also think we don't need to. So here's the thing. It's kind of like you don't really need to announce that we're removing this law. You could just. So I had a theory once a long time ago, and it never came to fruition, and it never happened. But when I was in high school, I remember suggesting what would happen, because where we lived in Royersford, Spring City, Limerick, there was a fair amount, especially in the 90s, there was a fair amount of police presence there for really no real reason other than to just be there.
Wait, this is your high school?
Yeah, in high school.
Okay.
So I remember a suggestion was what if we did an experiment where we didn't alert the public, we didn't tell them what we were doing, but every month we removed one squad car from the street. we removed one squad car from making patrol, and then we see if people if you tell people yo, cops are going away, that may prompt people to do more crime, however. But if you just don't say anything and gradually remove them, by the time people notice that there are no cops there, nothing would probably really happen. Especially, I'm not saying to remove them from fucking Philadelphia. That's wild. I'm saying if you just change the P laws around, especially with the law that doesn't really matter that much, you never even announce it, I don't think a lot of people would notice that something has changed or not.
I think you would immediately notice that it smells like piss everywhere.
It already smells like piss everywhere, Sydney. It already smells like piss.
Yes.
What are you talking about? This is prime pea season. It's late May.
This is prime pea season.
Dude, South Philadelphia smells like
we're peaking right now.
Dude, it is fucking
we are peaking
wild.
right now.
It is gross how bad it smells, but I think it's I don't know, man. You would think that they would also put more, and we can't do it in Philadelphia because it would just be
I think people start pissing on other people's shoes.
See, now here's what I'm saying. If you start pissing on someone's shoes, that may be considered assault. If you're aggravation in some way. If you're purposely pissing on somebody, that's different. I'm talking about again, going to a wall and peeing.
What about ATMs?
What about ATMs? What about ATMs?
Dude, that's one of my biggest fears in the city of Philadelphia. I don't like to touch any of the.
You
the
think there's just going to be okay?
Yeah,
look,
if you were homeless and upset that everybody else had
back
money,
this up. I'm saying change some of the laws around. Not saying obliterate them completely. If you're pissing on an ATM, yeah, maybe you should be a little slap on the wrist. Maybe no. I'm saying if you make a point to go to a secluded enough area to urinate or even shit, you shouldn't be busted.
I don't know if you give me a piss inch, I'm taking a piss yard.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. It's people like you that are gonna fucking ruin this
why
forever.
I'm hesitant. Yeah, people like me.
I see. That's why we can't have it, man. You gotta.
By the way, I didn't tell you. By the way, my solution for dealing with when I go to the bathroom at night, not pissing.
What is this?
I mean, can you be cool about this?
I don't know. I just did hear you say you tried to stop your pee stream while wearing heels. I guess I'm gonna have to.
That's the only way to stop.
I guess I'm gonna have to.
You need to be on your toes.
Can you be cool about this, dude?
Yeah.
I've been pretty cool about everything else you've been saying. So yeah.
Okay? You ready? You ready?
I'm ready to hear this.
I sit down to pee.
Oh no,
dude! There's a blue light. It's very tranquil.
There's a blue light.
The
light's blue, man.
The toilet seat's cool. I sit down on the cool toilet seat with a nice cool blue light illuminating the whole entire bathroom. It is a peaceful scene, man.
Look, I'm
chilling.
Chilling, dude.
I pop my feet up on the squatty potty even though I'm not even using it.
I appreciate you. Look, I can appreciate that, I guess, to an extent. I don't think I've never, I don't think I'd ever, my brain wouldn't go there. I think that's more I guess my brain isn't as open as yours, I think you're also checking off a few more tally marks on things.
You're bringing up the heels thing.
Yeah.
You were just bringing up the heels. The thing that you claimed you were being cool about.
I am being cool.
That up again.
I'm just saying it's just another okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just another drip in the bucket.
All right. But you also get the added bonus of, now oftentimes when you're pissing,
sure,
as a gentleman, you got to fart.
Yeah. When
I'm pissing and I fart while I'm sitting, you get the perfect acoustic.
Yeah.
It's like farting into a microphone. Or a megaphone.
I can also appreciate
or a steel drum.
Look, I can also appreciate that too. I'm not saying that there aren't, benefits to it. But in my head, it's just my brain doesn't go there to sit down when I have to piss.
What's so wrong with it?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying that in my mind, my brain just doesn't go there. It just doesn't go there, and I'm not.
Why do you stand? Why you have a toilet that has a seat on it? Why not sit?
Because I like to see where I don't know. I'm lording over the toilet. I feel like I'm in control of everything.
Okay, but it's dark and you can't see anyway.
You know what?
3:00 in the morning.
It's fine.
You're not flicking the switch.
That's also white male privilege. I don't give a shit, dude. I'm peeing where I'm peeing.
Dude, pop a squat.
Nah, dude. You know what? It's not even that. I would do it like, let's put it this way. Say I really fucked up my leg or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit down to pee.
I refuse to. If I have an injury, I'm not doing it.
The only time
I will not be made to sit down.
So here's the thing. I found that, so when I blew out my knee,
mm-hmm.
I couldn't even sit down to, like, when I went to take a shit. Here, you want a challenge about stopping your stream?
Yeah.
Next time you have to take a shit, put one leg out or both legs out and see if you can do it.
I've honestly been there. It's tough.
It's borderline.
You're pinching it off the whole entire time.
It is nuts.
Yeah.
So I remember
I have a solution for it, but you're not going to want to hear it.
Is it heels? Is it pumps, Sidney?
Yeah, it's pumps.
It's like, you're not going to like this.
It's pumps.
It's actually a sundress.
Not the Reebok pumps either.
Crazy.
But it's pumps.
So you're going to hate this. You're having trouble thinking lipstick will dry. It's going to fucking...
You're not going to... You're going to doubt this.
I probably will, but I will say the standing... I had to stand to shit and piss. Like, standing to do both of those.
That's not the solution.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
but... I don't know. Like, if I was really tired, maybe I'd sit to piss. I think I pissed like when I was sitting down, like in a river. Like if I was in a tube, I'm already sitting. You know. But I don't know. In a toilet, my brain never goes to sit down.
By the way, just for any of the people listening that want to know how to shit if they have to have one leg up, the leg that's up, grab the butt cheek, pull it just a little bit, and then plop it back down on the seat.
Oh, to spread. Oh, yeah.
Spread the side that you have up.
So the problem I was finding with doing it is that I couldn't, like the squatty potty is perfect because like it gives you, like it puts your body in the right position to shit. So when my leg was out, it was propped up against the fucking tub because my toilet is like, my bathroom's very small.
Yeah.
So it was up against the tub and there was like no way for me to really move. Dude, it was the worst almost month.
Yeah.
And like, I remember telling people that I was standing to shit, and they're like, how does that even work? I'm like,
gravity's a hell of a drug.
Wow. Well, it was also because I couldn't, again, my bathroom's pretty small, and the side where somehow the pee gets everywhere, you couldn't fit a leg on that side. It was very shallow.
Yeah.
So, like, and especially where I was standing, the brace was too big. So then I had to, like, turn around, try to get it, and dude, I would airdrop crap into my toilet. And like, you know what's crazy? Missing while you're pissing.
Operation Dumbo Drop.
Dude.
That's Operation Dump-O Drop.
Dude, missing while you're pissing is one thing. Missing while you shit is a whole different game. And imagine doing both.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get like the brace I had on, I had it over top of pants, so I could only get my pants so far down. I wasn't taking that.
I have to not a hit.
So then
we appear to have missed the target. We have to circle back.
I was leaning forward, pushing my dick to the side of my thigh, pissing down the side of my thigh, getting some of that in the toilet, and the shit was like hanging on the lip. Dude, the amount of cleanup I had to do after every time was insane.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It was the craziest thing. It was the only time ever I was like, yeah, I should probably clean this more often. Dude, it was the only time I was like, yeah, I should probably clean up after every time I do this. It was crazy.
Man, that's a wild thing. If you don't mind, I want to take a second to thank all the people that have been listening to our new podcast.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
It's been fun. It's been a great.
Very, very good
very
response.
Supportive.
I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for entertaining everything we're talking about. And I appreciate everyone listening to this one. Give suggestions where Sidney can get discount heels. I think the next podcast he should do in heels completely.
I don't wear them anymore. I was just trying to prove something. I proved.
I don't wear them anymore. That's something someone who still wears them would say. I don't do that anymore, man.
I proved my mettle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
I can do anything women can do.
You want to see me wear heels? Fine. You want to see me put on makeup? Fine, I can do that. I can do all of that. That's just a crazy.
I've honestly have never put on makeup.
I don't believe you.
Never even. I've never even put on. Oh no, there was one time. Because I was about to say, even for like Halloween, I've never even allowed my face to be painted. And there was one time where I let Ansley paint my face for a Halloween.
What was the costume?
Why you gotta ask follow-up questions?
You said Halloween.
Are you gonna be cool about this? Are you gonna be cool about this? Even when my son was like 2 or 3 years old at the time. It was before we had our daughters, which probably doesn't make it better.
No. This is already bad.
Probably makes it worse than it
This
was
is
before we had our
already bad.
daughters. But costume was a butterfly.
Okay. And now was this? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That this was a family costume. Like, you know.
Yeah, my son was a butterfly.
Right.
My wife was a butterfly.
Okay.
I was a butterfly.
Look, when you have kids,
I should have been a caterpillar. Looking back on that, I probably should have been a caterpillar.
there was no. But you had kids, man. You had kids. It's a different.
Yeah,
it's a different ball.
one kid at the time.
It's a different ball game.
And a son.
It's a ball game, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta. Your wife's gonna be like, "Hey, this is the costume we came up with for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You probably don't. I'm pretty sure you just.
I didn't come up with the costume.
But I'm saying you probably just blindly agreed. You were just like, yeah, sure, whatever.
That's exactly what it was.
Get
it was like,
I get it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Is it gonna make the fucking kid happy? Fine. Are you gonna shut up? All right. I get it. Can I wear heels? That's the deal breaker.
I want to be a tall butterfly.
Dude,
I can't be a butterfly and this height. That's insane.
it's just not happening.
It's
just not
insane.
happening. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But again, thank you to all the
Yes.
people who are listening to the podcast and loving what we're doing. Really appreciate it. And I will say, if you heard about us while we were on Dad Meet recently, if you're gonna give us a review, please mention that you saw us on Dad Meet.
hell yeah.
So that it just gets out there. Just any comment, just mention that you saw us on Dad Meet, and henceforth, any podcast you hear about us on, please in your response mention that you heard about us there, so that though they can also get a little shout out.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's one hand washing the other with no pee.
Nope. Yeah.
No pee,
No pee.
on those. Wait, are you do you wash your hands after you pee?
Every time.
Oh.
That dude, I actually put on lotion on my hands today because I've been getting a lot of flack from not even my family, from the cashier at Wegmans. There's a light-skinned black chick that I go to sometimes, and
Sidney, why do you care?
dude, because she keeps asking me. Like the last time my hands were really ashy, and I'm like letting my stuff come down the scanner, and I reach into. I don't even know how she saw my one hand. I had my hand in my back pocket.
Uh-huh.
I wait for everything to be finished, then I pull my wallet out. So I had my hand in my back pocket like a holster. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm waiting, and my hand's still in my back pocket, and she goes, "You must work with your hands."
Oh.
And I was like, "Why you say that?" She's like, "Because your hands are always dry when you come in here."
Bitch. I'm about to give you the driest slap in the mouth, bitch. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And so now you got made to feel uncomfortable by a cashier at Wegmans, and now
Correct answers can come from anywhere.
I'm just saying, it's kind of like, how many hands does she see a day? Is she just
Probably a lot.
She's just critiquing everybody's hands.
Mine could possibly be the worst.
And if they are, just own that.
This is how bad it had gotten. So a couple days after that, I put on lotion. It wasn't right away.
No,
I thought on it for a little bit. A couple days after that, I put on some lotion, and my wife came downstairs. I was about to put lotion on my hands, and she was like, "About time."
How long have you known about this and never told me?
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's what I would be more. a cashier saying anything to you, I'm just like, whatever. Unless it's like, yo, man, you're bleeding from your head or something like that, or you have a huge booger on your face. If they're like, yo, your hands are really ashy. I'd be like, shut up.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? But your wife being like, finally,
Mm-hmm.
you did something about that thing that I was never going to say anything about.
Well, I didn't wear lotion. I actively didn't wear lotion.
Why did you actively not wear it?
Because it stifles my skin. It feels like my skin can't breathe.
What are you talking about? It's supposed to moisturize and hydrate and do all the stuff.
But it does that at the cost of clogging your pores with lotion.
Lotion was your Chauvin, and your skin was George Floyd. I can't breathe.
Yeah,
I don't want it. That is the opposite of what I heard. I thought skin lotion was supposed to like open pores.
No, it doesn't make it breathe.
Do shit.
No, it's just like you just like shellac it on your body.
Yeah.
And then your skin now doesn't have that like that direct connection with the air around. Listen, I was a kid when I came up with this idea, and I didn't see all the unforeseen consequences. I didn't know. Somebody should have told me that I was removing Chesterton's lotion. Nobody told me.
You didn't know the exact reason, man.
No, I just knew my skin felt good, and it's also you get slippery. Like when you're a little kid trying to play basketball.
How much lotion are you putting? You're supposed to use like a little.
It doesn't matter because it all sweats. It all sweats down to the lowest point.
I guess so, man.
So if you have lotion on your arms, it all sweats down to your fingers and your hands.
Man.
You can't like grip a basketball. You can't climb things.
Why would you wear like the sweatbands? You're playing basketball. Wear sweatbands. You gotta know how to lotion, dude. Maybe you just don't know enough lotion.
What are your lotion tricks?
I don't. What are you talking about?
So now I gotta wear lotion.
I'm just saying
you get to walk around
clearly,
without lotion.
No one's saying that my hands are dry at Wegmans. I go into Wegmans and they're like, "Thank you for being here with your beautiful hands and skin. Thank you so much." I'm like, "You're goddamn right. I don't let it go." In fact, nobody even questions me at Wegmans. I pissed in the middle of aisle 6 at Wegmans, and no one's ever questioned.
So you're saying you have dry privilege?
I guess I do. It's dried privilege. Dried power, dude. We're the best.
dry power.
I know. I don't think like I would. Like if I had, like psoriasis or something. Or something you need. Like I put burn lotion on. Like when I burned myself, I'll put some lotion on that.
Burn lotion.
Yeah, you ever burn lotion?
That's a salve, right?
Okay, fine, whatever. Whatever it is.
It's an ointment.
I guess I'm not going out of my way to get like, elbow lotion and neck lotion and knee lotion and
How do you feel? Okay, let me ask you this question. How do you feel anytime you've ever had to put lotion on, like suntan lotion?
How do I feel?
Yeah, how do you feel rubbing lotion on your body?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really.
Do you feel sexy? Do you feel like I'm doing like I'm? Do you feel sciencey?
I think I'm doing like when I'm putting suntan lotion. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this because I know I have to.
Yeah, but you're rubbing suntan lotion on a man.
I mean, I'm rubbing it on myself.
You're a man. You're still rubbing like.
Sidney, do you pee with your hands?
No. I refuse to touch your,
I'm sorry. You sit down to pee. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Yeah.
I refuse to touch my own penis.
And I take the plunger and push my penis down into the toilet.
I'm touching a man. I cannot do it.
No. Dude, not touching a man's penis.
The graph on how gay you are is insane. It is all over the place. I've worn heels.
But I won't touch my own dick.
I will never touch my own
That's where I draw
penis.
the line. Are you crazy?
It is nuts to do that.
Pause. Are you crazy?
So, yeah, I mean, if I'm putting... what's funny about... this is... Dude. So, she was laughing so hard, and this was like a couple years ago. So, I was working with Dan Ostrov in his backyard working on a sculpture project. It was probably... I think it was like maybe 2 years ago when we had that like retarded heat wave that lasted almost a week and a half where it was like almost 102 with like humidity. It was fucking disgusting. So we're in his backyard.
Imagine wearing lotion through that.
So here's the thing. In the backyard, I take off my shirt and Dan's like, yeah, dude, it's fuck. We're like, he's like, yo, you want suntan lotion? And I was like, yeah, I probably should. Like, I'm super pale. Like, I probably should. So we're both putting on lotion on each other.
Whoa.
No. I'm putting it
on yourselves.
On ourselves. He's doing it too.
Two guys at the same time rubbing lotion on themselves.
Yeah. So then we stop.
That's strippers.
Hold on. So then we stop and we're like, yeah, I guess we got to replace. So then we continue to work outside. And then, like, at the end of the day, his wife, Steph, comes home. And we're talking. We're standing there. And we both turn around to go get something. And she's like, she starts laughing. She's like, you guys are so homophobic. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, it's not even that. Wait, she's like, I take that back. It's not that you're homophobic. It's just your brain just didn't go there. Dude, in the our back in the middle was at the same spot where we couldn't reach. Because at no point in time did we ask one another, like, yo, you want to rub lotion on my back?
Yeah.
My brain just didn't go there to ask him, and vice versa. And she's like, at no time, neither of you were like, yeah, I guess I got everywhere. Knowing, I was like, no, I know I didn't get my back. She's like, it's like, yeah, I do that too.
There's only two times where a man should be able to rub any sort of thing on another man's back. So one, you rub any sort of lotion or oil on a man's back, and then you should immediately be going out to the stage to pose for a bodybuilding competition. Or you should be walking into a living room to dance for a bachelorette party. Like, those are the only two reasons that you can let another man rub stuff on your back.
I have a job to do.
That's it.
It's only slightly gay jobs.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Or if you have to, like, squeeze into a pipe to, like, pull like a kitten or a little
there
kid
you go.
out of a pipe.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
But even then,
you gotta a man heroically put his like lard on your back so you can squeeze in a pipe.
But even then, I knew I'd probably get stuck. They're like, "You didn't have it everywhere." I'm like, I didn't even think to ask him.
I didn't let him put it on my back.
I didn't even think to ask him, dude. I just knew I was getting all greasy. I just knew I had to go in there.
Dude, you're like covered in grease and your back's dry.
Just completely dry.
It's like scratching your back
Dude,
as you go
and that's
through.
the thing too. If someone's like, "You got it," dude, and it's like my brain. It's not even that I would be like, "Yo, that's gay." My brain just like wouldn't think to ask a dude for help.
But we also shouldn't, and that's like that goes back to Chesterton's fence. Like, we shouldn't remove that block in our brain.
Oh no, I don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't think
that block in our brain that doesn't even let us think about having a man put suntan lotion on the back. We shouldn't remove that. Like that, you want to talk about a slippery slope.
That's a crazy thing,
dude. That's on your back.
There's too much lotion on that
Dude,
slope, dude.
You don't want to slick in the slope on your back. You know where that leads.
I think it'd be. I also think if I was again in the dance situation, if I was putting suntan lotion on me, he was like, "Hey man, you missed your back."
Mm-hmm.
My brain also wouldn't think like he's trying to put lotion on my back. I'd be like, "Oh crap." And I would probably put lotion on something and then try to put lotion
Squirt it on the wall. Just like a bear.
That's where my brain would go. It wouldn't be like, oh, yo, can you put lotion on my back? I'd be like, no, let me find like a weird surface to just roll around in it.
Yeah, me and my son had a moment one time. We were
lotion moment.
We go to the same shore house every summer.
Sure.
We have like two different shore houses that we go to. One we go to with our whole entire family. Well, just like our little family. So me, Ansley, and the kids. The other one we go to with Ansley's brother, Ansley's dad, and all of our kids. Right.
Yeah.
So that one, when we were at that one, everybody's getting ready. Me and my son are out on the balcony using spray. We have spray.
Oh
which
yeah.
is perfect.
Yeah.
You can spray your own back.
Yeah.
Spray runs out.
Oh no.
We had only done our legs. Spray runs out. So now we got to start putting lotion, like regular lotion on us.
Yeah.
We got to the point where we needed our backs done. And we both kind of looked at each other and at the same time, like screamed in through the screen door, Ansley, Mom! Like, we were both like,
we are not doing it.
we just looked at each other and both were like, Ansley, can you come?
And then you shared a firm handshake with your son. Like,
thank you, son. I
and
think
that's
we made
exactly
a
how
very
that
good
goes
decision about that.
every time. Don't ever fall into these traps ever again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I remember being a kid too. I remember when it was brand new, and then I remember people were complaining and they took it off the market, which I remember being like, dude, it's pretty benign. And like, why would you take this fun away from kids? Do you remember the color changing suntan lotion?
Oh yeah,
the copper tone.
It's still out there.
Is it still out there?
I don't. Maybe let me take that back. Maybe there are just now suntan lotions that are colors.
Okay.
Like I don't know if I can't say that I've seen it change color, but I've seen kids with colored.
Gotcha. I remember when Coppertone did the
a lot of white kids in blackface at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, dude. Wild. So we went, it was Sea Isle City. And I remember my mom bought it because like it turned you purple. And you basically just look like a fucking grape. But I remember the crazy thing is it would be purple, but like if it was in direct sunlight, it was pretty dark. Dude, it was pretty dark. And I remember me and my brother were running around like, dude, we were covered in it. And there were families like, what are your children doing? Like what? And like we're like, what are you talking about? It's just suntan lotion. Like, are you doing a menstrual show? What the fuck are you talking about?
I always felt that suntan lotion, like when you would see kids with that particular suntan lotion, you would know that they had like Gushers at home. They had Dunkaroos. They had Sunny D in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
They had all the
crap
in my opinion, you know what I mean? It was like, that is a white family with diabetes right there.
I think we stopped using it because it also would stain clothing. It would stain clothes, and like not that like your fucking your bathing suit or your swim trunks you really give a shit, but like after it was still on you and you were drying off with a towel, it would just get all over the towel and fuck the towel up. And also if you put on a shirt, your shirt was, if it was a light color, it would have stains of this stupid suntan lotion all over it. But I remember when it started disappearing, I was like, hey, remember that fucking suntan lotion that like turned you purple? And people were like, yeah, there was a bunch of people complaining about like racial stuff with that suntan. I'm like, I was like, it's suntan lotion. And then they showed the commercial again. I was like, okay. Yeah, I see how that could be a little bit of a prep.
Yeah, that was always a fun thing to be able to say about somebody that was really dark black. Like, man, you so black, you purple.
Damn.
That was a fun one.
I could see it being a little goofy.
Yeah.
Now that's got to be.
That means you're glossy. You're like black and glossy, and the sun's hitting you and reflecting so many.
Yeah, you're so black, you're blue.
Yeah.
I know what it's like. Yeah. I've seen those people. They're amazing. They're amazing looking. It's almost like, in a way, you're like, wow. If you have literally built in like camouflage, you could blend into a background and no one would see.
Well, I mean, a very specific background.
Yes. Very.
It's very specific camouflage.
It's nighttime bathroom dark.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no light whatsoever.
Your toilet's like, where's that piss coming from? Where is that even coming from?
You just see eyes open. It's like, oh no. I do it. I fucking do it. Yeah, I just I know that with suntan like lotion. Wait, how? So you bought lotion?
Mm-hmm. There's lotions in strategic places in my house.
Strategic places in my house?
Yeah, just two strategic. One upstairs in the bathroom, one downstairs by the TV. So I don't have to go because my girls need lotion.
They need it.
Like they turn silver.
Oh really?
Yeah, they have I have dry skin. I'm very dry skin.
Sure.
And my girls, they're girls. You can't as girls, you can't be walking around with gray legs.
Yeah, you gotta be lotioned.
You gotta be lotion.
Yeah.
And sometimes they need like a second coat. That's how dry they are.
How many times are you lotioning these children?
They have to lotion themselves. I refuse to lotion my children. That's insane.
I will not lotion my own children. You learn to do it yourself.
That's a mom's job.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
you don't lotion your children.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a man put suntan lotion on me. It's always been my mom.
I don't know if I've ever had a man touch my bare back.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever. Besides it being in a fight or something. Besides being in like a fist fight, I don't think I've ever had a man.
I've never fist fought somebody with a shirt off.
Really?
I've never been. No.
You never taken your shirt off to fight somebody?
I put clothes on to fight people.
Heels.
Well, you better hope I don't find my fighting pumps. If I find these fighting pumps, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Dude, that would deter so many fights.
I definitely am backing down.
If you were about to get into an altercation with someone, like, hold on, and they put on heels, you'd be like, oh, fuck.
It's a no-win situation. Because
all.
you can't lose a fight to a person in pumps, and you better not win a fight against a person in pumps.
They just see fucking heels kicking all over the place. Yeah, that is a prime. That's like seeing like there's nothing worse than like about to get into a fight with somebody and then they start stretching. Like they really start like, hold on, and they start doing stuff and like you're like, ah shit.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna suck a little bit because this person is very prepared to just it's not like a spur of the moment.
De-escalate.
Yeah.
If you're in a physical altercation with somebody and you both agree to fight and they start stretching, change your tune up a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe be like, all right, dude. You know what?
You got me. You won.
Actually, I'm gonna go. I just got busted for peeing in public. I can't have fighting on there too. I just can't. Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, that's the only time I think a guy has ever like touched my back.
I don't even
is in a fight.
I don't even. You know, like the bro handshake, you handshake, hug.
Yeah.
Never in a tank top.
I don't even think I've ever seen you wear a tank top.
So 3 summers ago, it was tank top summer.
Oh man,
it was all tank tops. I wore nothing but tank tops all summer. That is
a crazy.
It was.
Did you decide that, or did it just kind of fall into place?
I was inspired by
what?
A guy who was a little overweight.
Sure.
And he was like, "I'm rocking tank tops all summer." And I was like, I want to do that. and he even said to me, he was like, you know what? Normally I would say it's easier for a fat guy to get away with it without looking like he's trying to look jacked.
Sure, yeah.
But I think with that haircut, so I had the box at the time. He said, I think with that haircut, you can get away. I mean,
you look like an auxiliary character from GTA San Andreas. It's like you're definitely part of the Grove Street gang, without a doubt, dude.
Yeah, and I was like, you're right. Tank top and a box goes together.
It definitely does.
Right? I could also probably get away with wearing biker shorts.
Were you
spandex, tank top, spandex, box, like that fanny pack, high socks pushed down to my ankles.
Sidney, you are this close to heels. It is. It's crazy how you gleam the cube of.
It's not a mesh tank top. It's a solid fabric tank top.
Sure. Is it tucked into the biker shorts? Is it tucked in? Yes, it is.
It was tucked in earlier, but like through the course of my day, it kind of like came out. So it's kind of like wrinkled at the bottom from like the sweat and being tucked in. It's worn. It looks worn. Yeah. Is what I'm saying. It's a lived in. That's a lived in tank top.
It's clear. I'm doing activities.
Yeah.
It's just doing stuff.
That's a man about town.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, I don't think. I don't want to see you wear bike shorts. I don't think you. I'm not saying
nobody does.
I'm not saying you look good or bad. I'm just saying if I saw you in bike shorts, it'd be like my first question would be like, "What are you doing?" It wouldn't be like, "Whoa, he's wearing bike shorts."
That's because you know me. But imagine you just saw a black guy.
I think I see anybody wearing bike shorts. I'm like, what are you?
Tank top, biker shorts, box, fanny pack. Not me.
Okay.
A guy.
If I see a guy.
Yeah.
Tank top, biker shorts, fanny pack, box.
Yeah.
And no judge. I'm just like, yeah, it's a gay guy.
Gay guy?
There's a gay guy.
Not a guy that's serious about his fitness?
Nope.
All right. All right. I guess we're just different that way.
I'd just be like, that's a gay dude.
Yeah.
That's a gay guy over there, and that's fine. Hey, I hope he's living his... I hope he's got all the lotion he needs. I hope when he goes into Walgreens, no cashier questions his ashy hands. I hope it's so smooth. That's what I would think.
Okay.
Again, nothing against what anybody wants to wear, but in my head, it's like if I saw a dude wearing like bike shorts with like scrunched socks and sneakers, and a fanny pack and a see. I know what you're thinking because what you're thinking is now your brain goes to Sidney D from White Man Can't Jump. Classic 90s style, classic 90s street ball style. Mm-hmm. If we were in the 90s and I saw, I will also say this. If I saw a black guy wearing that, I'd be like, my brain was like, oh yeah, he's just wearing whatever.
Yeah, that guy thinks it's the 90s.
If I saw a white dude wearing it, I'm like, yo, that guy's gay.
That guy's gay.
That guy's gay.
I'll give you that. That's a gay guy.
I'd be like, yo, that guy's gay as hell.
And how did he get his box to stay up like that?
Yeah, like, what is this?
What kind of hair
It looks like an old Kid Rock album, just like super. It's like, oh,
remember Vanilla Ice had that?
yeah, all the way up. I'm like, yo, that guy's probably gay. Nothing against him, dude. Live your life, but that's a gay dude. If you ask me, like, yo, which one's the gay guy? It's like the guy with the bike shorts.
You can even call him Vanilla Ice,
dude.
That's a gay name.
That is kind of a gay name.
Vanilla Ice.
You know, but he didn't. You know, Vanilla Ice or Rob Van Winkle. He didn't have a lot of options here. He didn't have a lot of. He could have gone with Robbie Van Winkle.
Yeah, that's a tough last.
Yeah, that's. I think Vanilla Ice was a come up for him, dude.
Rob V. You could Rob V.
Robbie V. No, dude.
Rob Wink.
I mean, he could have gone with Van instead of Van Winkle, like Van Dam. You know, Van Dam's always good.
Yeah, Van Dam was good.
And then he would have been Rob Van Dam, and that's
Van Dam,
sick.
that would have been pretty sick.
That's the sickest fucking
yeah.
name. But I think, if I saw you wearing bicycle shorts, push down socks and sneakers, and a fanny pack, and a tank top, I would be like, what are you doing? But if that would be like just a split second in my brain. Not like I wouldn't fester on it all day. Mm-hmm. I'd just be like, what are you trying to prove? Like, what are you trying to prove here? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to prove I'm fast.
I mean,
I still got the
speed. Just buy some sneakers with flames on them, dude. Just buy the ones with the wings on them, dude. There's like, you look like, Mercury from the Greek god. You just run around real fast. You fucking crush it. Yeah, dude.
I have that tattooed on my.
I know.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Tank top summer. That was out. That was out all tank top summer, baby. Let's go. Had the tattoos out.
I had to let everyone see my ink.
Yeah. 2022, baby.
Woo! I think, I'm trying to think of the last time I wore a tank top, and I don't even know. I can't even tell you. I have no idea.
It's not a good look.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a weird look.
I get it.
You got your armpits out.
Yeah, dude.
And I have a lot of hair on my armpits.
You got a pit hair?
Yeah. It's like, and all the deodorant just kind of like rests on the top of the hair.
It looks like a beautiful snow-filled morning.
I don't know if I've ever had deodorant on my armpit skin.
Damn, dude. You got pits that look like a Bob Ross painting.
They do. It's crazy. They're snow-capped mountains.
They're just beautiful. It's like, ooh, look at that.
It is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous scene when the sun hits it.
Great.
So here I'm going to go back to this because I might have to come clean that I know that Ainsley was standing in my son's piss.
Oh, why do you have to?
So I don't want to come clean because like she wasn't wearing socks.
She was just barefooting it.
She was barefooting it.
I mean,
or maybe she was. Maybe she took her socks off.
I'm gonna say like barefoot pee. That's better than sock pee.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, man. Because once it gets on the sock, then you gotta take it. You're touching it twice. If you just have barefoot pee, maybe to put your foot in the tub, rinse it off, it's done.
Yeah, but you can.
Then you gotta wash the socks. Maybe even wring them out if there's too much pee.
Well, you're not gonna just pop them in a hamper.
That's crazy. I would just throw them in the trash, dude.
That's also
I would
true.
just
You burn
take those motherfucking things off there and going away.
Yeah, but it's just. I think I'm too far away from the event.
So how long ago was this?
Like 3 days ago.
Yeah, you're past the point, dude.
Yeah.
It would actually take you longer to go back and apologize for that event than just keep going, dude. Just keep going. Just let it go. If she listens, she'll find out.
Think about how optimistic that is as a woman, like to be standing in a puddle in front of the toilet,
identify
and your
it.
first thought is, "Well, I got to call a plumber." Not like either my male husband or my male 12-year-old son is missing the toilet.
I think it's funny on the other end of that if that had even if that had happened to my mom and it was the toilet leaking, I would get blamed for peeing on the floor.
Yes.
I would get blamed for. She'd be like, "Why are you peeing on the floor?" I'm like, "It's the toilet leaking." She's like, "Yeah, likely fucking story."
Yeah.
Of course, it's the toilet leaking, Ryan.
Oh,
Shut up.
what do you think? We have a cracked O-ring?
Yeah, I put this toilet together myself.
Yeah. Well, somebody was putting too much weight on the toilet.
Yeah, I would get blamed. It didn't matter. That dude, the house could have burnt down because of an electrical fire, and I would get blamed for the house.
I bet you piss on the toilet.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Is it because you were peeing on the toilet seat?
You just burn it all down to get rid of the evidence. That might be easier.
Dude, it's easier just to get rid of the
might
toilet.
Be easier.
You should just get rid of the toilet.
Get rid of that whole floor.
Dude, she comes home, you have a sledgehammer, like,
It's like a hole in the wall. Yeah, we pissed out this hole in the wall now.
yeah, it just goes. Oh, dude, and that right there, that would be perfect.
Yeah,
just a big hole.
I did make a little joke, and this didn't even tip her off. I made a little joke. I was like, maybe the twins are missing the toilet. Dude, the idea of like a girl missing the toilet is hilarious to me.
Well, they do. They do miss the toilet.
Well, I mean, my girls sit on every toilet seat right now.
I mean,
they're gross.
Good
they're
for them.
at a young age. They're gross.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I'm saying the amount of times, I mean, the amount of bars I've worked at, the amount of grocery stores I've worked at. Dude, women miss the toilet a lot. It's because they're not sitting on it. They're like hovering on the bowl.
And you expect me to trust this woman pissing in my mouth?
Dude.
You expect me to trust
What am
she
I
can
supposed
piss
to
in
do?
my mouth?
I have to cup everything.
I just washed these sheets. This pillowcase is new.
This is wild. And just the outline of your head on the pillow. It looks like a spray paint. Damn it! I just washed everything. Fuck. Yeah, chicks miss the toilet, I would say. And again, I guess it's not because they're like sitting on the toilet and then just like sliding. But I mean, chicks
Sliding on the toilet, slipping around.
slipping around.
Yeah, they have slippery thighs.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's they hover. They don't want to sit on the toilet, and I get it. It's a public bathroom. It can be gross, but like women's rooms are all used primarily, and now in this day and age, everything's changing. But
To do coke.
yeah,
Women's bathrooms are primarily used for
coke, and you could just sit down. You're all chicks there. Why is one chick just spraying the?
I know
toilet?
there's like a couch. They have
Dude,
chairs and stuff in their bathroom.
No,
It's a chill environment.
it's very.
And it's like the first, like as soon as one person hovers, now
Everybody has
to hover.
fucking hover, dude. It is so crazy.
Yo, women don't know how to like work together.
The other thing too is, you know, when I worked at the one concert venue, you know, at the end of the month we would have like a huge deep cleaning of like the whole thing, and you'd have to go into the men's room and the women's room, and you go in the women like now the men's room, like I was in and out of the men's room even when I was working. It's like, yeah, it can be gross, but it's like, you know where all the problems are. You know where all the pee's gonna be. You know where it's gonna be.
And all the problems are kind of intentional too.
Yes.
Like if you go in and you see a big piece of shit next to the toilet on the floor,
Yeah,
you're
dude,
like,
that was
somebody
was sending a message to somebody else. That was purposeful.
Somebody didn't like how long their chicken tenders took to get to their table.
It's also I expect disaster. Like in my head's like, yeah, I know it's gonna be gross. But after living with women in my adult
like when you go into a man's bathroom, you're like,
yeah.
like,
Until you live with women and you like the first two roommates I had at my house were women. And disgusting.
yeah.
Disgusting. It was fucking wild. There would be times where like I didn't even think that a toilet could look like that. Like every time that she was, you know, having that time of the month, she would shit. She would do that period shit in the toilet, and she would just leave it there. And I was like, there's no way you don't know how to flush. She's like, sorry, I got caught up doing something else. It's like, what are you talking
Well,
about?
they're losing a lot of blood.
Sure, I guess they are. You know what? If she gave me that excuse, I'd be like, yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah. I wouldn't even question it ever again. I would run with that forever. Someone's like, yeah, they are losing a lot of blood, man. The brain just doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know how you lose a lot of blood, you get tired, you start hallucinating.
That's all brain blood.
Yeah, it's all
Period
brain
blood. Is all brain blood.
It's one direct line. Period blood is brain blood.
It is brain blood.
But I remember going into the bathroom at the concert venue, and you're like, oh, this won't be that bad. Dude. The hovering isn't just for pissing.
Well, it would be crazy if it was.
It's for everything.
It would be crazy if they were hovering to piss and then
sitting down to shit. So that's the whole thing. I remember there'd be some times where there's like shit in the toilet where it's like, all right, you clearly didn't hover to do that.
Yeah.
But then you'd see on the bowl footprints of like shoes and sneakers and
pumps.
Yeah, they're just one little.
Was Sidney in
I was
here?
like, Sidney Gantt was here. The Gantt strikes again. I've been Gantt stricken. It's crazy. But there was so much, like, dude, even, I guess when they're peeing or shitting when they have their, dude, the specks of blood, it honestly was just like, what is this?
And I will say this, like, hovering, like, of course, they're decimating bathrooms the way that they hover. Like,
it's crazy.
But on some level, like watching like a 5-foot lady, perched on the toilet squatting down to pee, it's probably cute.
I bet it probably looks very fun,
right?
Very very
it's like, oh, that's adorable. Look at you,
just holding on to either wall like a fucking. Probably looks great. It's probably fun, but I will say the other thing is dudes pee. For the most part,
for the love of the game,
it comes out in a straight stream.
Yeah,
women's piss comes out like a setting.
That's why we should be the only people pissing in mouths.
It is crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like if you let your woman piss in your mouth, you're letting you're a sub. You're just dominating.
I don't know any. I know men who've been pissed on.
Yeah.
I've never seen a man just be like, yo, pee in my mouth. That seems impossible.
See, I've never gotten into the piss game, but if I did, I think it would be just like straight mouth.
I mean, you wouldn't get it straight in your mouth. You'd have to. It would be impossible for you, dude.
I would have to be okay with it also getting on my face.
Yeah, getting everywhere on the wall, like everywhere. Dude, the women's settings for pee, it's like a fucking like shower head, and it's all different all the time. There's only been one time I've ever seen a woman pee a straight stream of pee, and that was I was helping. Like, dude, this is also a public urination.
Yeah,
thing.
women do a spit take every time they pee.
Dude, it's just.
Stop telling women vaginas funny jokes.
Dude, it is seriously.
They can't handle
nuts.
Comedy.
Yeah, not while they're drinking, dude.
No.
But yeah,
what were you going to say?
I was just saying the first time I ever seen like a straight pee stream, I was out with an ex-girlfriend and we were at Barcade.
Yeah.
And we left there and she's like, I really have to pee. I was like, why didn't you pee in Barcade? And I was like, you know what? I could make that same argument. Why didn't I pee at some places I've been at? You just don't think you do it. Back to the car, dude, she peed. Dude, it was like, it looked like someone just turned on a faucet. Like the way it was just like a straight downstream. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Every other time I've seen a woman pee, it is, dude.
They spray.
Everywhere. And I don't claim to understand exactly how urethras on women work.
Do they have urethras?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm almost 100%.
It's called a urethra.
Yeah, urethra. Famous singer Urethra Franklin.
Urethra. All right.
It's a urethra. What did you think it would be called? Do you think it's something that's it's like
her urethra?
urethra?
A little different.
You think it'd be a little different? What do you think a woman's butthole's called? Is that called something different?
Hernus.
Her anus.
Yeah.
Her anus.
But because like if I'm not mistaken,
yeah,
the clitoris would be the tip of a penis. Like if
I see where
if
you're
it was
going.
like drawn out into a penis, but we don't call the tip of our penis a clitoris.
No, we call it a hyberus. It's a hyserus. I think what I see where you're going, but I don't think the clit is just an erogenous zone, like the head of our dicks. But like it again, the urethra is in the vagina. It doesn't come. It's like it hangs out like a spout. Not hangs out.
Now you're 100% positive that women have urethras.
I'm 100%.
Okay.
100.
All right, so let's talk about the women urethra then. What were you gonna say about it? If you're 100%, I'll believe you.
I don't understand how. Wait, how do you not know that?
I don't even know. I don't even know where the hole is that a woman pees out of. I have no clue where the pee comes out of on a woman. No clue. You could have told me it was coming out of her butthole, and I'd been like, "Oh, that makes sense."
I mean, if it was, if someone told me a long time ago, and this is definitely like an urban legend that I believed for the longest time about the female anatomy. Someone told me that I think it was something like 5% or 10% of women have it, but not every one of them. There's a canal in a woman's anus that leads to her vagina. So if you
she has a secret tunnel.
So if you fuck a chick in the ass and cum in her butt, there could be cum that gets down and impregnates her, and you have like a weird butt baby.
Oh, whoa!
And I was like, that makes total sense. Totally false,
dude. Women.
Totally false, but
everything down there for a woman is the Illuminati. It's like I
crazy.
don't understand any of it.
But yeah,
it rules the world.
It does.
It has secret tunnels. Only the top 5% have access to secret tunnels.
It is crazy. They're not going to be for everybody. But yeah, a woman's urethra, it's just, I don't know what setting it's on, but most of it is like mist and then spray. Or the one where it's like the pelting fucking water coming out of there. I just don't really. I mean, because I think it probably comes from like the evolutionary or the biological evolution of claiming things. Marking
things. Marking territory.
I get what you're saying.
Like they just want more things. Women, you can't please women because it's never enough for women.
They just got a wide berth. They're like their pussy's like a shotgun and ours is like a 9mm.
It is.
It's like, yeah, we have sniper rifles. You guys got a fucking cluster.
Yeah, they got bird pellet.
Bird
They're like, I don't just want these shoes, but I want the whole land around.
I want everything. Stay away. Yeah, I guess that might be. That might be an evolutionary marking.
Women might be the true colonizers.
I mean, of certain fashionable industries, yes. I think so. I think if we go back to how many Debs I've been in or Fashion Bugs where it smelled like piss in there, it is definitely wild.
Fashion Bug.
There have been times I go into the Fashion Bug and just be like, why does it smell like pee in here? My mom's like, well, I wanted those dresses.
Yeah.
I wanted this, and this, and I ended up taking the whole rack. It's like, makes more sense.
Women are selfish. You can tell by the way they piss.
They just, they gotta have it all.
They gotta have it all.
I get, but that makes sense why women gotta sit down to pee though, because the bowl collects the
Dude,
spray on the side.
imagine if it was a steel drum. And a woman was
that would be pretty.
They're hitting all the notes at the same time.
Dude, you know what else would be sick? If it was like those. Fuck a steel drum. If it was digital and it was like a harp and it just sounded like like the flight of the bumblebee or something like that. That would be sick.
It would be. I think women it would be jazzy.
I hear my wife peeing, but it's about the notes she's not pissing. Yeah. It's real good, but you just got to be into that. It's jazz fusion.
I'm gonna go jazz it up real quick, guys. I'll be right back.
I mean, I think it would be great if you put something in a toilet that would be sound out. Yeah, I just don't understand why that hasn't hasn't happened.
I think there's Ainsley was showing me on Instagram. I think it was like in Japan. They have a toilet you piss in and it makes a sound.
And dude, it actually makes like a whole thing.
Yeah, and there's another one that like the more you piss, the more there's like this. You're sitting on a toilet or you're sitting in a toilet area. I don't know how they squat in Japan, but as you're squatting, pissing, there's something in front of you that has a mouth on it, and it starts moving closer to your legs until it gets really close to you, and then makes a kissing sound.
What?
Yeah, it's a kiss piss. Or a piss kiss.
That would make me want to get out of the bathroom as fast as possible.
I think in Japan I think in Asian countries there's so many people that they have to like move.
Oh yeah. How can we do it? We've used the fucking the lady from The Ring to come out of the fucking. We gotta scare these people into not peeing too long in here. Yeah, I guess that would be. You know what? I also think that there should be more fright in toilets. That would get people. I think that would be cool. Like, scare attack.
You think people are too confident in the bathroom?
Yeah, I think there should definitely be some more scary.
You need to be on your toes a little bit.
Yeah, without a doubt. There should be
like wearing pumps.
You
want to wear
I want to wear mental
just wear heels, Shaner.
Stop.
You don't have to sit. You can stand up from you're on your toes. He's just pissing in the toilet.
Just Sidney just pushing pumps on people.
Bathroom pumps. You're like sitting outside of your bathroom when you need
these. Yeah, I like the piss in heels. I think it would be cool if there was like you're peeing and then the toilet tank kind of like lifts a little bit and you see like glowing eyes and it goes back. It's like, dude, just get the fuck out of here. I think that would be
I can see that.
Perfect way
to
get people going. You would think there would be more scare tactic toilets. I don't know why there isn't.
This is crazy because I feel like you're probably one of the foremost resources on scare tactics that I know.
Yeah. Why would you not? I think another thing that would be sick too, I wanted to do it, but I know that like it would just be funny to have a party with a bunch of people and then if I made the plumbing in my house so I'd have a clear toilet. And then clear pipes running throughout the house.
That would be wild.
So then everyone knows when somebody uses the toilet every fucking time. Just running through the living room, you just see like poop flying through. It's like, what is that? It's like, oh yeah, someone just took a huge.
Now, how would you want your poop represent? Would there be a type of poop that they could see that would make you feel a little insecure or embarrassed? Like, what is your if that was the case, what would be the ideal poop you would want them seeing?
Of my poop?
Yeah.
Oh, just I would say about maybe 5-6 inches long, and then maybe like maybe an inch or a little more in diameter. Perfect.
But all solid.
But all solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless diarrhea can be funny. Diarrhea is only funny when it's a lot. Like if I when I said I like had to take a shit and I flushed the toilet and it was just brown the whole time, that would be pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that would be pretty. That's absurd.
You'd be like, what are you talking about? Or even if, you had a novelty, like you had fake poop and you put it in there and it was like the size of a football and it was just like flying through. Like, yeah, sorry about that, dude. I fucked up the whole toilet. Because then you see where the clog is. Yeah. And that's funny too.
Yeah.
It's just seeing a clog like just hanging over here like, oh, come on, man. I got to get that the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You strike me as somebody who was involved in at least some toilet pranks.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
What's your top?
The best one we ever did was, so at the Coventry Mall, of course. What we would do is we would only do it in women's rooms because you knew you had the best opportunity for someone to either hover or sit. So we would there was I think it was a McDonald's that was on the far end, and we would get
there's a McDonald's in the food court.
Yes, in the food court. So we would get relish, mustard, and horseradish packets, and then we would have like a friend that was a chick go in there and fold the packets and then put them underneath the seat. So when a woman would sit, they'd all burst all over her ass and puss, and it was like we did that a lot. And you would just wait. You do it, and you like you didn't know what toilet it was because they were just like, yeah, I just did it real quick. So then you just wait by the one table right by the toilet, and every time a woman goes in, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then you just hear the pop, and then, oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, Oh God.
That's kind of that's definitely gross. It would be a weird sensation to hit your butt, and so it made me think that it would kind of feel like getting cummed on a little bit. Like I wouldn't know. They would know. I mean, not all women know. Some women don't get cummed on. I'm sure of that. I'm positive. But most women...
He has no idea what a urethra is, but he's positive some women don't get cummed on.
Some women don't get cummed on.
I don't know where their urethra is, but I know for a heart.
There's got to be at least a few women out there that are not
never get cummed on. Okay.
Right? But you ever see that there's a video of a man, he comes on a lady in like a dollar store?
Yeah,
and she's screaming, that motherfucker just nutted on me. And she's like crying and devastated. He nutted on me. He nutted on me. That video is, and then you see him like running out of the dollar store. Like his footwork. Like,
he definitely had it cranked and ready to go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is a crazy fucking thing. But I don't think that the woman who sat and busted all the Gildan spicy brown mustard all over her ass was like, they're coming. Somebody just... I think she was more like, what the fuck? Because that, I can only imagine, not only because we put like, we told the chick to put like maybe 5, 6, 7 packets. So that all bursts. Like, that's not just getting on your ass. It's getting on your pants and on your underwear. It's like, it's a whole scene. That was pretty bad. The other thing that I had done... So you know what an upper decker is. Mm-hmm. So
well, I mean, some people might not know.
An upper decker is where you crap in the toilet tank.
Yeah.
And then every time they flush the toilet, poop water just comes out. And it's then the whole other part of that prank is someone's got to fish that turd
It's a nightmare.
Someone's got to fish that turd out. So the other thing we did once, and I've only done it once, and I don't know, I think you got to replace the toilet. Like there's like an upper decker, you can just fish the poop out. But this, so basically what you do is you take a bunch of glow sticks and you break them in the tank. You break them. So the whole tank is filled with like just the
glow liquid.
Yes.
You break them.
You break them.
Yeah, you get the liquid out.
Get the liquid in there. And then when someone flushes it, it like comes out and glow. It's actually, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
In the dark, it looks great. But the problem is it stains the tank and it fucks up like the flushing mechanism. Like it really fucks it up. And the more you use, the worse it gets. And I think we only did that once. And then later someone told me that like they couldn't, like it got all sticky and fucked up in the goddamn tank, the ink or whatever it does. It fucks everything up and it's a surefire way to.
Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do an upper decker in my toilet or a glow stick it and be like, yeah, we do have the call plumber. Crazy. I guess something is wrong with their toilet.
Or just break the glow stick on the floor. Like somebody's peeing. So we might have to talk to somebody about this.
Before she believed that somebody purposely put a shit in that toilet, she would think that I somehow accidentally pissed in the tank of the toilet.
Wow.
Like that, she has that little faith in
your ability.
Like she knows I'm a smart person in some areas, but she also is very open to the potential of my retardedness.
You know, as all good wives should be. Right. Achieve your true potential, Sidney.
Yeah.
Be as retarded as fate allows.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
She believes in my retardedness.
I appreciate that. But I also think, you know, here's the problem. So she calls the plumber, right? The plumber comes. Now, are you going to have a got you moment with the plumber when he's like, "Yo, I found the problem," and he starts spewing gobs of things that need to be fixed, and then she's like, "Well, of course we got to fix all that."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Well, maybe no, maybe not. Maybe we can take care of it." He's like, "No, honestly, you got a leak in the gasket. The caulking around the bottom is actually coming loose. You know, I'm glad you caught this now because that could go through the floor and cause wood rot underneath the beams there. And then the last thing you need is to sit on the toilet or, you know, be standing with heels and then it falls through. And, you know, you got a hole in the floor. You got a hole in the ceiling. You messed up. Like how, when are you going to stop and be like, look, it wasn't a leak, sir.
Well, fortunately, I use Simpsons meeting Tubbs.
Oh, cool.
I use his company now.
Got ya.
And they're bros.
Got ya. So
they assume that a guy has fucked up. They'll come back and they give you a wink and they just start lying for you. I'm like, yeah, you had a shit in the tank of your toilet. There's been a spree of somebody going around. There's a serial upper decker going around.
That's just enzymes in there, just collecting over time. It's
Which can
crazy.
happen. Which can happen, especially when you have you have 5 people in this house. Yeah, that's
You know, honestly, I'd be like, we fixed the volume and flush. Sometimes when you flush it so hard, the poop goes back up. It's like, dude, if a plumber told me that, I'd be like, oh man, that's great. Like, dude, I wouldn't question it. I'd be like,
plumbers
wow,
can tell me anything.
that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think, but yeah, if so you're gonna use Tubbs, that's great. Do you think Tubbs is going to spill the beans about it just being pee?
Well, he doesn't come out.
Oh, so it's just another.
He sends out.
I'm just saying Tubbs.
When
I say Tubbs, I mean the collective Tubbs.
Oh, no, they're gonna spill the beans to her.
Damn it!
No, not if I wink back.
Yeah, he's like, it's not pee.
Yeah.
Usually, look, I caught my son peeing on the floor. My wife just
catch
stepped.
him as they're coming in.
Hey,
hey, real quick before you go upstairs, I gotta say.
Don't mention anything about it. Just say you have a small little leak and then you fix it. And then if it ever happens again, just don't worry about it. It'll clean itself up.
Yeah. Don't tell her that I saw my 12-year-old son pissing in the toilet and I didn't want to clean it myself and I didn't want to have him wake up and have to clean it himself. So she now had to step in.
She stepped in it, man. She stepped in it. It's already been 4 days. I can't tell her. She stepped in pee. Just say you found a small little leak and you fix it. Don't even talk about it, man. Thank you, dude.
And she's like, what did you say? I'm like, nothing, huh? What? Huh?
I was telling him about the rain.
Yeah.
It was crazy the other day.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I think if you have a good relationship with your plumber, as I think most people should, you know, especially in these situations where it's clearly just, you know, you saw something happening, you refuse to take action.
Yeah.
And then your wife was like, oh, the floor is leaking, you know, this toilet.
Yeah.
And you're just like, actually, you could have saved yourself, like, maybe Finn peed. You could have been like, no, maybe Finn peed on the floor. I don't know. You could have said that. I could, and not have accused him. Just like, maybe he did. Who knows? Whatever. Just clean it up. It's fine.
But it's, you know, it's a whole thing. It's like, you know, when you're a 12-year-old boy, you're constantly getting accused of shit.
Sure.
It's nonstop. And I was just like, sometimes you gotta pick your battles. It's like, let me just not. You know, it was probably a day where I was harping on him about a whole bunch of other stuff.
I get you.
You know,
but I also love that you're like, you got to pick your battles, and 12-year-old boys are getting accused of so many things. The thing that he would have been accused of, he actually did. Yeah. Two, he actually did it. 2, you saw him and then refused to help the situation
because it was the most. It was Shaner. He's 12 years old, right? And watching him at like 3:00 in the morning, barely awake, stumble into the bathroom like a drunk man and piss on the floor.
I'm saying
that was the most relatable thing he's ever done.
And you could have after he's done just gone in there, throw some fucking toilet paper on the ground,
some sawdust on it. Don't step in the mud when you come in.
It's a little gross in there right now. I'll shovel it up when it dries. Then we'll have to call Tubbs because somebody clogged the toilet with sawdust.
Yeah,
that's what's so funny. You're like, yeah, he's tired. I'm tired of getting accused. Like, well, he actually did that.
Yeah,
thing.
he did it. He's guilty.
He did that thing. He's guilty of doing that, and you are guilty of not just.
Yeah, I myself at that moment had dad fatigue.
Yeah.
I was sick and tired of dads constantly accusing kids of shit. I was like, man, I even have dad fatigue. I
can't say clean this up.
But
holy fucking shit.
We did it, right?
We did it again.
I
think we declared war on 1, public urination. The laws that need to be turned around. And 2, how, it's just gay to put lotion on. And 3, Sidney, I just can't believe you wore heels.
We didn't declare war on that.
I know. I'm just saying.
That's
an annex. I'm not declaring war on it,
something
dude.
that came up.
I'm just saying, live your life. It's like, on a war report, be like, yo, what did you guys
Don't try to force me to fight this battle.
I'm backing out of this. I didn't sign up for this, man.
I was too young.
They were just boys.
I saw things I shouldn't have seen back then.
No, I can't shake it.
Oh, okay. So from last week,
yeah,
right? We declared war on the race war
of the
that the WNBA is kind of started, and also
Sure.
kind of the rivalry between
Caitlin
Caitlin Clark
and
and Angel Reese.
Yeah.
So here's the thing this week, right? Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have a famous rivalry currently.
Sure.
They're rivals.
Sure.
So who in like pop culture, movies, shows, what famous rivalry are they the same as? Like who would you compare them to? Now listen, there's 3 answers. You're gonna have 3 answers. All right? You have one answer, which is the first thing that came to your mind. And You have to go with that. I hated mine. I didn't like the first answer that came to my mind.
And these are people, not things?
It could be as long as they're rivals. As long as those things are rivals.
Okay.
It can be. So I'm going to give you my first one, and then your second answer has to be. So you didn't like your first answer.
I didn't.
So what did you change that answer to? You changed it to something.
Okay.
And I'm going to write down that answer. Right? And so that's your very next answer. So it was like your first answer,
Didn't like that
your
one.
very next answer,
and
then your third one is now that you actually have a little time to put some thought into it. Mm-hmm. Now put some thought into it. Who's your answer?
Let me think. Let me think of the third one. Because the first one I heard rival was like, oh, that's why I asked if it could be a thing. I was like, fucking retarded. Mm-hmm. And then the second one I was like, all right, I got that. Rivalry. Okay, I got it.
My third answer got a little creative. I will give you that. I got a little creative with my third answer.
Okay. All right. So my first answer.
Yep.
Coke versus Pepsi.
Okay.
That was the first one.
That's a good answer.
Is that a good rivalry?
I like that.
Dude, I was like, that's why I asked if it could be a thing. I was like,
yeah,
that's the first. When people are like, rivals, like soda wars. I'm like, I was like, those are the only thing that matters.
So who's Coke, who's Pepsi?
Who's Coke, who's Pepsi?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, Caitlin Clark is Coke.
Okay, yeah. yeah, for sure.
Sorry,
Pepsi.
Sorry, Peps.
Yeah, Pepsi's getting its own rebounds.
Sorry, Pepsi. Don't get me wrong. You've had some good stuff. It's just like, sorry.
But so Coke is obviously the better soda. Which one do you think has the more attractive can?
Oh, Pepsi.
Right?
Pepsi definitely. But
this works.
But I will say with Coke, Coke is always the real thing.
Yeah.
It's classic.
Yeah.
It can be. It's like, come on. And then my secondary one, because I picked Coke and Pepsi, and then I was like, oh well, fucking Bird and Johnson, Larry Bird.
Okay.
Johnson. That was the second. That was. The
oh
second
no.
No.
Because which one of them is Angel Reese? They're both Caitlin Clark, dude.
Yeah, that's the problem. But they had a good rivalry. They had a good rivalry.
Good rivalry.
Oh,
but they're both Caitlin Clark.
And then the last one is Crips and Bloods, dude.
Ooh. Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Now, how far off were we?
We're pretty far off. We're pretty far. So wait. So Crips and Bloods. Who's Crips? Who's Bloods?
In that? Oh. Well, I would say Caitlin Clark is Crips, and Angel Reese is Bloods.
Why would you say?
Why? Because Crips. Crips. I think they have more. They have more celebrity who were Crips.
Yeah, they have a dance.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. They have a dance, but Bloods are cool because they have the best hand signal.
Okay,
of a gang sign of any.
They're having a good time.
So I would say that Angel Reese is the Bloods because she looks the part.
Yeah,
but Caitlin's the Crips because she is the part.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
I like them all.
Yeah,
I like them all. We didn't even close to match on any of them. Now keep in mind, the first one is the one that it came right to my head and I hated it.
Yeah.
Then I put some thought into it.
Sure.
Oh, that I switched it to one, and then I put some thought into it. All right. So my first one was Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader.
Is that a rivalry?
I hated it. I hated it.
I don't know.
I hated that answer.
All right. Tom and Jerry.
Jerry.
That's great. And Inspector Gadget and Penny, they're related.
Now here, watch this.
It's not a rivalry. That's symbiosis.
Now, this is the one I put some thought into. Now, watch this. Why did I pick Inspector Gadget and Penny to be the rival that matches Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese?
Okay.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Because Penny, Caitlin Clark, by the way, she's the one that does all the work, gets everything done.
Sure.
And Inspector Gadget tries to take all the credit for it.
Okay.
He thinks he's the one actually running shit, but it's actually Penny. At the same way, Angel Reese thinks that she is the reason all the eyes are coming to the WNBA now.
I see where you're going. I will make a...
Dude, I went to college. This is like a college essay.
What I'm saying is I will make a co-analogy.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark is like Penny because she has the tools and knows how to use them.
Mm-hmm.
Angel Reese is like Gadget because she has the tools but has no idea what the fuck's
all
going
over the
on.
place with it.
She's got the tools but no skill on how to use that
She's trying
shit.
to cut a ribbon and her gadget legs are extended.
They're coming out of her head. That's how I'll make that analogy.
Like destroying chandeliers with her helicopter hat. I'm sorry, I tried to pull a spoon out of my wrist.
She's trying. She's got all the gadgetry, just no idea.
See?
I see where you're going.
You see what I mean?
All right, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, and so another fun part about it is like people answered that question, like commenters.
Oh yeah.
People sent messages to me about what they thought their answer was going to be, and probably somebody matched Khan and Cleopatra.
I mean, it's
from last week. Yeah,
come on.
Yeah. So I wonder how many matches. We have 6 options this time.
Definitely, and I also think it was crazy that someone did put Helena Troy in for getting dick, which I do. So here's the thing about Helena Troy maybe not getting dick pics, and the reason is because Agamemnon kept Helen so like wrapped up in the palace. People only knew about Helen until they got there. Yeah. As where Cleopatra was like, I'm Clea fucking Patra.
Yeah, he was batting those dick pics away.
That's what I mean. So I think Helena Troy, she would have gotten more dick pics if she had been out more. It was kind of like seeing a hot chick on the street and you're like, whoa, I wish I had her number to send her dick pics. But I can't.
Dude, Ansley, my wife, for the dick pics one, she picked Jesus.
For sending.
For sending.
You think
because he was the single most sharing person in the history of mankind.
Sure. All right.
He shared so much.
I think.
And then her answer for receiving, Mother Teresa. Because she thinks that people would want to get their dick blessed.
Oh, you know what?
Like sending them in for blessings.
I do kind of wonder about that. Like if you say, let's just say, something's going on with your dick. And you've been to doctors. You've been to like every type of medical research.
You send it to an exorcist.
And you're like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then you write Mother Teresa a letter and you're like, I know this is unorthodox. I know this isn't like this may seem like a joke, but like I've been to different clergymen. I've been to different and I don't want a man handling my penis because it's sinful.
For sure.
But
the word manhandle is a problem to begin with.
I need expert help and I need someone to cup my nuts and bless my wiener.
Dude, she's probably like, Ryan, I get this all the time. Don't worry.
I'd be like, what?
Like she shows up with like a suitcase and all her tools.
She's got her fanny pack on, unzipping
She's like sprinkling holy water on it from a distance. Dominus, ominous.
They're like, thank God. Yeah, I wonder if anybody's had their. I know there's.
And your penis is like, blah, 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 blah. It's like spitting up pea soup.
My dickhead turns completely around. It's like, oh man, that would be wild. I wonder if that's ever happened. No, I there's had to have been a time because I saw a while ago a viral video of like, I think it was some, you know, it was some African country where like it was a huge mega church evangelist, and some lady was like, "I have a demon in my pussy," and like he was like,
"I'll eat it out."
He was like, "Yeah, dude," he was like pulling it out, and she was like freaking all out. I just wonder if anybody has legitimately gone to a church and was like, "Something's going on," and I don't know what it is. I've been to doctors. I've asked other clergymen. They don't want to handle this. They don't want to talk to me about it. I'm desperate. I'm in a time of need. I've prayed. I've atoned. Nothing is happening. I need some sort of like healing power on my dong.
Dude, I mean, I'm telling you, when she said Mother Teresa, I was like, what? And then she was like, because people might want their penis blessed. I was like, that's the most brilliant thing I think I've ever heard.
I think it's pretty good.
I think that's like the single most accurate.
I just wonder if you could bless a picture, though. Can you bless a picture?
I think you can bless anything.
Really? I don't know.
Bless you, dog.
All right, dude.
All right, close this out, man.
Thank you so much for joining us on World War Fun, where we declared war on public urination. Sidney wearing pumps.
We did not. We did. Stop saying that.
And lotion for the most part. And lotion for the most part. Join us next week where we will go into another topic and declare fun on that topic and destroy it in its wake. Thank you so much, Sidney. Thank you.
Thank you.
Later.